Greetings, y'all. It's Matt from the Grain Arcade, back playing some more Farming Simulator 17. Hey, we're back here at Goldcrest Valley, and we've got the Seasons mod. It's ready to go, so let's get started. We're going to hop in here now. You'll first see this if you're not starting a new map. It says you've loaded Seasons on an old save game. Seasons wants to reset all your fields to their bare state to synchronize with the game day. You will lose all crops, so if you have anything planted and growing, you're going to lose it. If you do not reset growth, Seasons might not work as expected. So you definitely want to reset all your crops. Now, I planned ahead for this, except for picking up the straw on the fields. Nothing is planted. So I'm going to go ahead and reset. And let's see, we are in early spring. And tell you what, before we get into anything, since this is the very first episode, I'm trying to see where all we have everything at. I've got stuff all over this map. Like I said, this is not a new save. I decided to go ahead and take it up right where I left off on Goldcrest because it just didn't feel right starting over again. So we finished harvesting up here. All the fields have been reset. Let's see what we've got going on field-wise, if it actually reset them. Yeah, 1 and 6 are cultivated, and everything else has been harvested, so we're good to go here. I moved the equipment up to the north, going to start up there as far as planting goes, but we're going to have to read into this stuff. Let's go back to the homestead. Got planters for days out here. Got my auger wagon, the new silo. It did not take the straw up. I'm kind of happy to see that. I was going to pick that up anyway. Let's go back down here to the homestead. And we'll go through I tell you what, we'll go through the help menu just so we kind of get an understanding of what's going on. Because it's kind of complicated with seasons. It's different. Alright, it's the first day of early spring is where you start. So, and then up there you see, you know, the different temperatures. You see 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 45 degrees Fahrenheit. The top temperature is the air temperature, I believe. And the bottom temperature is the ground temperature, the soil temperature. So, let's go into the help menu. And let's see, how did I get there? I think we go over here. Yeah, you go up here to the help part and scroll through all the routine stuff until you get to Seasons. Here we go. Alright, Seasons is a mod that improves realism in the farming simulator game and adjusts all aspects. It's broken up into 4 seasons: spring, summer, autumn, winter. I'm not going to read all of this. And then each season has 3 parts: early, mid, and late. So those are referred to as the transitions. So everything is like real now. This is a little bit more like real farming. So let's scroll down to Season Effects 1. Weather is random from day to day. So that's going to be a new thing. But it follows a pattern from season to season. The one thing is hailstorms can occur without any warning. They don't forecast that anymore because it's more realistic. You never can say, okay, well, it's going to hail Thursday. Which is I like it. It's more spontaneous, and it's like, oh man, it's hailing. It's coming a hailstorm. Let's get out of here. So that'll be great. Winters often rainy, but often cold enough to snow. Looking forward to the snow. Now we gotta remember this: tippers and shovels have to be covered, or they will fill up with snow during the winter, even if they're parked in a shed. Hopefully they can fix that. Maybe in 19 where it doesn't rain and snow inside the sheds or inside the shops. Alright, daylight hours are also different. You have shorter days in the winter, longer days in the summer, more like real life. The bunker silos, silage bales, they require time to ferment like in real life. Wrapped hay won't ferment, but it will be protected against the weather. So wrapping bales may become a thing soon. So seasons also affects the trees, the foliage. I always want to say foliage, but it's foliage. They change their state according to the different seasons. The weather forecast is for the next 7 days. It can be seen in the upper right screen. Its visibility can be toggled. I believe it is L1 and options for the to change that. So we'll get out of that real quick. So you hit L1 and options, and this is where you get to your calendar. And you can scroll through this. This is just your different settings here. Now, how do we get to... Maybe it's R1 and toggle. No, that takes you back to help. Well, how do we get there? Let's see if it says... Maybe I missed it. Its visibility can be toggled right upper screen. I wonder how you get to that. Maybe it's in the other settings in here. No, I don't see it. Help window? I don't think it's in help window. Wait a minute. Maybe it's in the, maybe it's in here. On. No, everything's on. How do we toggle that? Let's see. I'm just going to start pressing random buttons, I guess. Let's see. Nope. That brings up that. That's not it. Let's see. That brings that back up. It doesn't really tell you. It says its visibility can be toggled. Hailstorms will not appear on the weather forecast as hail is realized an unexpected event. Blah, 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 blah. All right, I'm going to have to look that up. So let's go back to the menu again and keep on reading. Soil temperatures, that's a thing. You know, you can't plant stuff in frozen soil, so we've got to pay attention to the soil temperatures. Crops intro, we can check out what crops need to be planted. You can really tell that from the other one. Winter, of course, kills most crops. Mainly, you want to plant wheat, barley, poplars, your grass, oilseed, canola can all be planted in the autumn for winter crops, or it can be planted in the spring for spring crops. So you got to make sure the soil is warm enough either time before you plant it. Corn, soybeans, sunflower, sugar beets, and potatoes must be planted in the spring. You cannot plant those in the fall. So that's a thing. Be sure to check the growth overview and seasons menu because some crops cannot be planted in the first transition of spring, early spring, and will die if you plant it. So soil temperature is a thing, guys. You got to pay attention to that. Let's see. Grass bales will gradually rot and disappear after 2 days, no matter where they are placed. To prevent the decay of bales, need to be used or wrapped. So if we're going to take bales to our sheep, but once they are wrapped, they'll turn to silage after a third of a season. Wow, okay, this is definitely going to be challenging. Maybe we shouldn't bale grass for sheep anymore. Maybe we should just pick it up. This is going to be a challenge, guys. This is like ultra hard. So, grass swaths and piles are reduced at midnight every day. So, whatever we do, we got to finish it that day. Hay and straw swaths and piles are reduced after being exposed to rain. Straw and hay must be baled before it can be sold. Loose straw and hay cannot be sold, only given away for free. Grass, baled or loosed, cannot be sold either. Wow, you can't even sell grass. Ooh. Okay. So that's going to be very different. What does it say about... I guess straw bales will be okay. In winter, grass is reset. So it resets even in the winter whether you mow it or not. So it doesn't really matter if we wrap the grass bales or not. But as far as I'm reading here, it doesn't say that straw and hay bales decay. According to the way that reads, that's what I'm going to assume. Trees take more time to reach their fully grown state. It will take plantable trees 5 game years to be fully grown. After 2 years, they can be cut. Wow. We're not going to be planting any trees, I don't think. Maybe poplars, but that's it. Trees inhibit the growth of other trees if they have been planted too close together. Wow, they've really gone to detail here. I like it. Rain, hail, and snow affect the moisture level of the crops. If the moisture in the crops is above a certain point because of bad weather, you will not be able to harvest your crops. Moist summer nights can occur without warning. After the rain, your crops will need time to dry out, which is dependent upon the air temperature and time of year. Warmer weather means crops will dry out faster than in cooler weather. Using a tedder on hay while crops are wet will produce wet grass. Be certain to only use a tedder when the crops are dry enough. On a mod map that has been prepared with a snow mask by the modder, hay and straw bales that have been exposed to rain or snow will begin to rot unless the bales are stored in a shed with a snow mask. What's a snow mask? Bad weather will not affect wrap bales or bales on a map without a snow mask. What is a snow mask? Do we have to buy that? I have no idea what that is. I'm assuming it's some kind of cover. Maintenance, yeah, all the vehicles are going to have to be maintained now. So vehicles that are past their maintenance take longer to start. Oh, so that's more realistic too. You can repair your vehicles either at the shop or the placeable garage to repair your vehicle, drive your vehicle to the garage, blah, blah, blah. We already know that. The age of your vehicles is the days since your last repair. Note that it will be more expensive to repair at the vehicle shop. Maybe we should get a placeable garage because it's more expensive at the shop. The age of your vehicle is the days since your last repair. Only drivable vehicles will require periodic maintenance. Tools and implements will be automatically repaired as needed. Okay. Economy. The loan cap has been changed from $200,000 to 80% of your own land and placeable building values. The minimum loan cap is $300,000 and the maximum is $1,500,000. So you can take out more money if you have more assets. Income from missions have been reduced. So that's a thing now. You will earn roughly 5 times more than a hired worker working on the same field. Maintenance of all vehicles. Oh man, they put taxes in there too. That's great. Clean machines will also reduce maintenance cost. Machines that are not used will also have their maintenance cost reduced. Crop prices fluctuate with the changes in the seasons in a more realistic manner. So according to what season it is, you're going to have different prices. So we need to pay attention to that. Hired workers require overtime pay if a hired worker is used before 6 a.m. and after 6 p.m. or on the weekends. His or her pay will be 50% higher. Oh my God, that's time and a half. Oh wow. So we don't want to pay our workers overtime. So we got to remember, do not hire the worker before 6 a.m. or after 6 p.m. or on the weekend. So, oh my gosh. I don't know. That's maybe a little bit too detailed with that. Yeah, animals, this is a thing too. Animal production has been adjusting to seasons. Cows and pigs require more straw in the winter. Max feeding capacities have been reduced from 6 days to 3 days. Animals only give offsprings at certain times of the year. Like pigs will do spring and autumn, sheep do only in the spring, and cows produce offspring in the summer. Animals will die if they do not have food and water. I have been really bad about this. As a matter of fact, I need to check on that. Let me go to the animal pain. They're good right now. My animals are safe right now. I need to clean at the sheep, but I think everything... well, actually, I think I need to clean up at the pigs and the cows because it says 0%. That should be green too, shouldn't it? Yep. So... So now there's a health bar up there, and yeah, I gotta take care of my animals. I can actually sell some pigs. I got like 1,200 pigs. Yeah, I can sell some pigs. So it's late in the evening here. 17:14 is 5:14. I could hire a worker right now if I wanted to, but we may just pick up straw or something here after we get done reading this menu. So going back to the help menu to read the rest of this. Oh, that's disabled on easy difficulty, so it may be disabled here because I think this game is on easy. So my animals are safe here. They're not safe over on, what are those maps? West Coast, the Valley of the Old Farm, and Estancia La Pacho. I'm playing all those on normal. So Goldcrest Valley, your animals are safe. Animal production, milk and wool production is dependent upon the season. Wool is only produced in spring and summer. Well, that stinks. Milk is produced year-round, but is increased in the winter and the spring. While grass cannot be fed in the winter, this would normally reduce the cow's productivity to 80%. However, seasons increases milk production in the winter and spring to make up for the lack of grass in these months. So that's more reasonable. Seasons menu is used as a reference guide. That's what we went to just a second ago. I need to figure out how to get the weather forecast up. I'm going to have to look that up after this episode. Let's see. Unless it says it in here somewhere. The first page is planting. Temperature next to a white crop is white. It means it's warm enough to plant. So if the temperature is white, let me go to that menu. So you hit L1 in options, and this is what you first see. So if the temperature is white, that means the soil is warm enough to plant that particular crop. So we can plant wheat, barley, and canola, and sunflowers right now. We cannot plant soybeans or corn, but we can plant everything else, everything except soybeans and corn. Got to wait for that. The green bar is planting season. The yellow bar is harvest season. So once we... Yeah, that makes sense. I'm reading this a little bit closer here. So we can plant again, like wheat, we can plant it in early spring, and then we can plant it again late summer, early fall, even into the winter. So wheat, barley, and canola, those crops are really your more, I hate to say safe crops, but those are the ones that you can plant the most of. Soybeans and corn. Soybeans would be because it's, and corn would be because you need that for your animals, really a lot, and for silage if you need silage. Okay, so let's go back to the menu here and read this. Keep reading. Second page, you'll find the data on the prices of products in the last year. Data is updated every day. The future price is only an estimation, so deviations can occur. Third page is the settings menu, so you can set it how you want. The HUD. A HUD to the left of the clock in the upper right corner displays information relevant to seasons. It shows current air temperature on top and ground temperature on the bottom, state of the ground. It's also displayed to the left of this HUD. Directly below the clock is where the seasonal period and day of current season is displayed. No, it's not. When activated, how do you activate it? When activated, the forecast HUD will appear below the clock in the upper right-hand corner. When the help menu is activated, the maintenance timer is displayed near the bottom. This is only displayed when you are in a vehicle. Oh, maybe I gotta get in a vehicle. Hang on. Nope. I'm in a vehicle. Alright, well. So here's the prices of wheat, barley, canola. Looks like wheat, barley, and canola, the peak time is in the winter, mid-winter to sell that stuff. Sunflowers, the peak time to sell those is in early spring. So if we plant them, we're going to have to save them until early spring. Soybeans, looks like midsummer is the best time to sell soybeans. That, they need to, I think that should be adjusted because unless they're selling from the previous year, they might be selling from the previous year. Now, we've got plenty of stuff in storage here on Goldcrest. See, corn, best time to sell those, midsummer, midwinter. Potatoes, midwinter. Sugar beet, midwinter. Looks like early spring, late winter for sugarcane. We're not doing sugarcane here, though. Still haven't figured out how I'm going to do sugarcane over on Estancia La Pacho. I don't sell manure. I don't sell slurry. I do sell wool. It looks like wool mid-spring is the best time to sell wool, so we may have to store wool now. So I may have to build some sheds, guys. Wood chips, I figured midwinter because they use those for heat. And silage is good all year round, so we may have to get into the silage game. And wow, look at the prices are a whole lot better than like the crops. Let me go back to soybeans here. Soybeans should be pretty high. Yeah, it's on up there. It's above 4,000 for midsummer. But I'm going to have to get into the silage game. And now I have good enough reason to, I guess. Because I can sell it all year round and it never really changes the price of it. Straw bales fluctuates a little bit, but you can't sell grass bales. Hay bales are about the same. Cows. I think this is I think this is the milk. I don't think this is actually selling the animals. I do not believe. Maybe it is selling the animals, but sheep, we sell the sheep. We're going to sell them in the spring. Pigs, the best time to sell them is mid to late spring, and I've got some I've got to sell, so I'm going to hang on to them for now. And that's it. That's the economy. And then that's your settings right there. So that's how you do that. How do you turn on the forecast? HUD. Measurement tool. The Wopster M4020 hand tool. Measurement of soil, trees, bales, and pallets. After buying the tool in the store, it can be activated like a chainsaw. Point at something and activate to start measuring. A measurement may fail. For planted trees, you measure the tree type, tree height, distance. For bales, you get the contents. And for grass bales, also the fermentation state. Measuring the ground gives you the location, elevation, crop type, crop growth, and crop moisture, fertilization level, and soil moisture. For pallets, you get the contents. May have to read up on that some more. If you do not wish to work during the night, you have the option to skip to the morning. I like that. You can only do this outside a vehicle. If you decide to change the season length in the middle of an existing save game, it is recommended that you 1. Change the season length during the winter to reduce undesired effects on existing crops, and 2. Restart the game server after changing the season length. I think that only applies to PC. Restart the game /server. No, it says restart the game /server. So it's if you have a game or on the server. So I wonder what the days are set to now. While it is your game to play as you want, it is suggested as a challenge to only play with a 9-day season and at 5 times the acceleration. This way you spend the spring only cultivating and planting crops, tending to crops and cutting hay in the summer, harvesting and plowing in the fall, and tending to the animals, machines, forests, and selling crops during the winter. All vehicles need to be started manually. So they recommend the 9-day. I think we are on the 9-day. That's not where I want to go. Yeah, we're on 9 days here. But we're on the slow setting. We're on the real-time setting. I need to go get the... I need to go pick up the wool at the sheep. So... miscellaneous, and that's it for seasons explanations. How do you bring up the HUD? When activated? How do you activate it? All right, let me Google this. All right, we're at the end of the episode, guys. So I went through the entire help menu for seasons. I've just got to figure out how to activate the HUD, and hopefully I'll get that figured out by the time I do another episode. So, we'll come back, and it's early spring, so we can plant wheat, barley, I guess, and canola. We own all the fields, which is good since we're starting out as seasons. Now, if we start a new map on seasons, we will not have all these fields. So, that will be a challenge. We may have to do some strategic stuff on new maps. But we don't have any new maps right now. We have some that are fairly new, but we'll get back to those. All right, guys. Well, we've started seasons here. It is early spring. We'll come back and start working this map. Start working it realistically on seasons here at Goldcrest Valley. So until then, guys, remember you reap what you sow. It's Matt from the Grain Arcade. We will see you guys later.